Okay, friends, we are back outside. It was just a shower. And you obviously just got to hear me run for a minute and probably could hear me a bit panicked. Turns out I wasn't actually on the path I was supposed to be on anyway, so maybe that was meant to be. It was telling me I was going the wrong direction. I was thinking to myself when I was running along, like, oh, maybe this is saying don't run yet. And maybe it still is. But you could also take it as a message to say that I was going the wrong direction and in the wrong section that would have gone nowhere. And so 2 minutes in, the world was like, hey, turn around. There's an amazing path literally 1 minute from you. You're going the wrong direction. And now, so I jumped in the car, turned off the voice recorder, and went to see how long the rain was going to last, and then it stopped. So I'm going to try again and hope for the best. We'll see what happens here. So yes, I'm excited to run with you. So far, feel okay. And we're in Portland. This is an exclusive run that you as a Patreon member get. And I know, I'm going to save that. Let's go ahead and do our body scan. If this is your first time to get the run, you have already done a nature check-in, and then listen to me panic and run for a few minutes. And the second piece that we always do is a body scan. Now, what that's going to involve is me calling out various parts of our bodies, your body, and checking in. We're just going to scan our way through our body to see how everything is feeling, to just tune in, to just be present in ourselves. And so when I say, just want you to feel those areas I'm calling out. You ready to begin? Okay. Starting at the top of your head, working your way down, checking in with the eyes. How are they feeling? Are they tense? Are they tight? Are they scrunched up and squinting? Just try and relax them as best you can. As you continue down into your nose and into your mouth, going round the back of your head, just checking in there as you go down into the back of your neck. As you continue working your way down into the back of your shoulders, into those upper arms, around the elbow, and into the lower arms, checking in with your wrist and hand, and finally to your fingers. As you come back to the main part of your torso, checking in with your chest, going down into the stomach, around to your lower back, as you work into the hips and pelvis, continuing down into the quads and hamstrings, as you continue down to your knees, the front of your knee, and the back of your knee, as you keep on working down into your calf and shin, as we go down into your inner ankle and check in with your outer ankle. So you check in with your heel and arch, and look at the top of your arch or feel the top of your arch. And finally, with your toes. How's everything feeling? Let's just take a minute to reflect on how your body is feeling in this moment. And the next piece of what we do is our senses check-in. We're going to end with our sight, our vision, because that's one we overuse. And we're going to start with taking 2 as deep as you can. I know you're running. Deep breaths. Are you ready? What do you smell? I'm running. I smell like a swampy lake smell. There's a lake to my right. What do you taste? For me, taste toothpaste. Next, we're going to go on to our sense of hearing. You can either take your headphones out to listen to my surroundings, or you can just be in your own, listening to your own. And just going to pay attention to the sounds that you hear, things that you wouldn't normally pay attention to. You ready? Go ahead and listen. Few more seconds. What was it you heard in your world or in mine? I definitely hear my shoes squeaking a little bit. That sound it makes when they're wet. Except they aren't actually wet. I could hear some kind of train or cars in the background. Cars, I think, on the highway. You hear people talking, dog feet. I know I'm not meant to be using my vision yet, but this is pretty cool. I'm running probably 25 feet above the river. It's like a nice view of it. It's kind of a brown looking river, but still pretty to see and nice to be kind of way above it like this. And this trail is flat, which is nice. Okay. Next, we're going to go on to our sense of touch, tactile. I want you to just be in the outside of your body, on the outside of your skin, your sensory. What are you feeling? Not in terms of emotions, but what of your tactile, your touch do you feel right now? Just go ahead and be in your bodies for that. few more seconds. Oh, there's kids doing like forest school-esque activities. There's loads of, I don't know, probably 5 to 7-year-olds in there. Just like out in the woods, building things and just doing, I love that kind of stuff. Actually, I don't know if I did love it when I was a kid, but kind of cool witnessing it now. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. Let's think about that in a little bit. Okay, what did you feel in your tactile sense of touch? For me, I feel the kind of cold air on my hands, a little bit on my forearms. I felt my breathing a little bit jaggedy. I feel my feet in my shoes. What did you feel? Okay, and next, finally, we are going to do our sense of vision, checking in with our eyes. As always, feel free to explore as feels right for you. All I ask is that you pick out some details of something along there that catches your attention that you wouldn't typically pay attention to. What would that be for you? Let's go ahead and do that now. Smell the chips, fries. Really strong right now. I know we're doing vision, but it is powerfully in my nose. And let's just say I do not see a chip restaurant anywhere around here. Last few seconds. Grab a hold of a detail, really pay attention to it. Okay, what do you see? For me, there were a few things that kind of jumped out. One being just like a carpet of moss that grows on some of these trees makes it completely green, the bark. It's just cool looking. I was teaching the girls, showing the girls it and having them touch it yesterday, and was it the day before? And yeah, it was really nice to see them exploring nature in that way. And the second thing I saw, as you may or may not know, Portland is kind of known in a negative way for its unhoused population, and there are a lot of tent setups where I'm running and where I am, one of the groups of tents I just went by had maybe 6 tents organised in a circle with like a big tent in the middle, and they looked pretty clean and organised and, you know, in one place, like, you know, showing a lot of respect and care for their space. And it's just quite nice to see. Like, maybe there is a way to, you know, be living outdoors, living in tents, but still paying respect and love to where you're living, and for them living in a little community. It's kind of cool. Okay, so that's our census check-ins, our physical check-ins. Next up, our mental health check-in. Now I'm going to give you a few minutes to think and reflect. Whether you would tell me or not is up to you, but I at least want you to just take some time to be with yourself and see how you are doing. So, as always, I ask you, how are you? Really? Distracted off, gently bring yourself back. How are you, really? Seconds. It's hard, isn't it? Being quiet for this long. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being willing to try. Even if you only made it 30 seconds, that's okay. It's normal and natural to be distracted like that. Doesn't say anything bad about you at all. Just is the way we are right now. There's not anything about you, it's just the world we live in. It's hard. Okay. So, I will answer that question myself. By then it'll probably be close to our 30-minute step out for 30-minute group. But actually, before I answer that question, I want to make sure everyone hears this. Okay, so these runs, this right here is for you only, Patreon members only. However, I want to know, are you enjoying these and listening to these because you want to, or because of guilt, or you would be regardless? I'm feeling a bit lost about Patreon right now. Like, I really thought what everyone wanted was more closeness to me, more content directly from me, and this, I suspect, these Patreon runs, there's only a handful of you doing them, which is great. I love that you have this opportunity for us. Well, I love that I have this opportunity to run with you and have something exclusive for you as someone who is literally keeping Running for Real going through your support. Your support matters and I really appreciate it. But these extra things I'm doing, like the blog posts, these extra Patreons, the videos, the online, the Q&As, the live Zooms. Is that actually what you're looking for? Or would you be supporting anyway? Is it time we do a revamp of the way we do Patreon so that it's mostly just about kicking in support to keep Running for Real going, but then allowing all the together runs to be on the main feed? So there are no like exclusive ones, but you still get to enjoy it because you still get to enjoy it, and so does everyone else. But you also are able to support Running for Real and what I'm doing, what the team is doing. Because, like, for example, let's say, like the blog post, or just the general Patreon page, the page in general, whenever I write a comment, maybe one or two people will write on there. And so I don't want it to feel like you have to keep checking that when you don't want to, just because you don't want me to feel bad because no one's responding. But if no one's responding, is that saying is that because you don't want it? And I'm doing all these extra things, like let's say the live Zoom, where one person came last time. That's an hour of time, and it was amazing, Susanna, to have a conversation with you. Thank you for coming. But is it something you're looking for as a community anyway? So I would really love your thoughts. But as I've been talking so much, I'm going to give you a minute just to think about what your answer to this is. So I'll just give you that now. Time, a few more seconds. Okay. Thank you for taking some time to think. If you remember, and you can send me a message, an email, social media message, or write in Patreon, I would really appreciate that. Because I feel a bit lost for what to do. And I also don't want you to be paying extra money for content that I am not fully invested in because I'm not even sure anyone's listening or anyone wants it. So, would love your thoughts. All right, 30 seconds, then 30-minute group. You will come to a walk. The rest of us will keep going. And in about the 31-minute mark, we will do a stride. A stride is going to be 12 to 15 seconds of just running at about 80% of your max, just to take some big step or take some smaller steps to increase your cadence. So you should have already come to a walk. To increase your cadence, we're just putting some pep in the step, just doing some rust busting. It's just a really good thing for us to have to shake things up and to give our bodies a bit of a wake up in the middle at the end of a run. And those of you who do this often know we do 2 at 30 minutes, 2 at 45 minutes, and 2 just before 60 minutes. So depending on how far you go, it will depend how many of those you do. Okay, so in about 15 seconds, we're going to do a stride together. 3, 2, and 1, off we go. Down to a jog or a walk. Give you another 45 seconds and then we'll go again. I must be coming into part of Portland now, Oregon Rail Heritage Center. Seems like a more busy part of town. Turn around actually, because looks like there's quite a busy train situation here. Alright, are we ready to do another one? 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. Come to a jog or a walk, 30-minute group. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love having you here. And go ahead and take a picture, share on Patreon. Well, you can share on Patreon, but no one seems to want to do that, so you don't have to do that. Share on social media, let other people know that you get this Patreon run and that you love these together runs. That really helps to get the word out, and I appreciate you for doing so. Alright, to the rest of us. We are going to continue on, and I never actually got to say how I was, did I? So, how am I really? Still not feeling 100%, which I can tell, which is a little bit concerning and weighing on my mind a little bit. Also, a little bit concerned one of my family members who's pretty sick right now, and it's kind of scaring me a little bit, but beyond that, I'm feeling pretty good, appreciative of the day I'm running right now, appreciative that my friend Stuart told me where to run today, appreciative of this time with Steve's family. It's been really nice and so good to see the girls, getting to know their cousins. They are obsessed with Steve's 13-year-old niece, and she's just kind of enjoying, you can see, despite being a teenager, kind of enjoying them being like wanting to be all over her. It's just cute. I'm feeling optimistic and hopeful for 2023, although a little bit nervous for, can I pull off the things I want to do? I know I'm going to be disappointed in some things. I know things are not going to go how I hope they will, but will I be able to do myself justice? I guess that's all I can ask myself, right? So yeah, I think that's me. So next, I'm going to go right on because I did talk in the middle a little bit about Patreon. Oh no, what was I talking about? Was it? Oh yeah, it was about that. So for you, what updates do you have since we last ran together? Did we do last week's together run together? Or has it been a few weeks or a few months, whatever? I'd really love to know. So if you want to share, what updates do you have since we last ran together? That guy looked like Bono. He just rode past me. I'm sure it wasn't him, but still. Alright, keep going. Distracted, gently bring yourself back. What other news do you have? Okay, a few more seconds. Okay. Thank you for updating. When you used to share on social, if you want to say what you were thinking about, what you would share, what you were sharing with me about, I'd love to hear that. For me, I'm actually going to save mine because I want you to be able to listen to this anytime. So this is going to be more of a general conversation the rest of the way, because I don't want these ones to be topical. I can say how I am. I guess that kind of gave it away, didn't it? I said 2023. But beyond that, this can be your annual check-in run if you want. So I think before we go through that, I'm going to make you sit in silence for one more minute just to go through. Let's hold off a body scan actually, because I did it a bit late, didn't I? Okay, so for today, I want to begin by asking you, I've been reading a book about just mostly about the way we treat children today, but it is also making me think a lot about my past, and that while my parents did the best that they could and they're amazing parents, maybe how some of the tools they were never taught by their parents meant they couldn't pass them on to me, and I didn't really know how to handle situations. So I've kind of become aware of my, what I call triggers, like the things that make me poke some kind of fear in me, or make me react in a big way with like anger or frustration or just have the ability to flip my whole mood around. And I've been thinking about this a lot, and it's hard to confront it, but I will say, in just having the awareness of those things, like in the moment hearing something or someone saying something or doing something, and me recognizing like, wow, I feel really angry right now, or like, oh wow, I just noticed that one comment made me want to go sulk or made me feel like crap, and recognizing that typically in that moment I would be like, I'm not going to talk to that person, or even I'm not going to talk to anyone for a while, just from one comment that people had made. Or I mentioned earlier about one of my relatives not feeling great at the moment, you know, hearing that news, and then Steve does one thing that is maybe slightly annoying to me, but instead of brushing it off like I typically could, I might be like, snap at him. But that's not his fault, is it? It's my own feelings associated. So it basically talks about how we are always, the way we react to other people is always based on our emotional state. It's just interesting. So if you want to look up the author, I'll try and remember to put that in the show notes. Her name is Shefali. No, I can't remember. I'll have to just put it in the show notes. Shefali Tsabary, something, I can't remember. Never mind. I'll put it in the show notes. But I want to give you a minute to ask yourself, what are a few things in you that you notice have the potential to really flip your mood in an instant? So the typical parenting example is kids whining. That makes it very easy for someone to go from kind of tolerating it to like, stop it! You know? That's a good example of just what a child could do, but it doesn't even have to be about children. It could just be someone cutting you off or whatever. So I want to give you a few minutes to just think about some things for you that I guess you could call them pet peeves, you could call them triggers, you could call them, I don't know, whatever words would be, insecurities, whatever you want to call it. Let's just go ahead and make some of those known in your mind. And yeah, let's just do that for now. And if this feels like a task that is too much to ask, if you just don't feel like you can go there, then I say that's okay. Just go ahead and try and be in the moment, the presence of running. But to maybe when you are feeling in a reflective mood, to wonder why it is you don't want to think about those. Why me saying this prompts in you the feeling of like, oh, this is dumb. I don't want to do this. Few more seconds. Okay. And then, I don't know if I should go any further. This is kind of work for a professional, isn't it? Again, or to read that book. But just start paying attention in your own life as to what those things are in you. And to remind yourself that it's not that you're bad or your parents are bad or whoever raised you is bad. It's just they didn't have the tools to know what to do with you in that situation or something like it. And they did the best that they could. And so they taught you what they were taught. But for me, I don't want to fly off the handle for some things my kids do. Or I don't want to have someone make one comment that probably wasn't even about me to me. Because again, they're influenced by their emotional state. And have that ruin my whole day because it pokes some kind of fear or what would the word be, like not enoughness in me. So I want to keep digging into those. So, and I noticed yesterday when that happened at one point with the comment, noticing it, I was able to kind of reassure that little child in me that it was okay and I was okay. And it kind of dispersed. So awareness helps. Okay. Oh, sorry, 45-minute crew. We are well over. Come to a walk if you have not already. We'll give you about 30 seconds and then we'll go ahead and do our 2 strides. Go past these little kids again. You ready? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come to a jog. Give you another 30 seconds, and then we'll do one more. Okay, ready? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come to a jog and to the 45-minute group. Thank you so much for joining today. I'd love to hear your answers, your thoughts, and also if you want to go ahead and share it so we can see where you're running, what you were seeing. It'll be really cool to see that. And I really don't care what you look like, as I always say. Just want to see you. And as a few of you have been creative lately, if you don't want to show your face, just show your scenery, or like Lorna, show your feet. Just show that you are joining. So thank you. All right, so we do have a bit of a fun question though coming up now. So if you want to walk and listen to us, feel free, you might quite enjoy it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a body scan quick. Just at your own pace. When I say about a minute. Are you ready? Off you go. Final few seconds. Okay. Thank you for checking in. How's your body feel now versus at the beginning? For me, definitely still feel tired, but the body movement wise, everything feels good. Okay, so the next question I want to ask you is one I asked at a dinner party I hosted. Well, not a dinner party, a potluck party I hosted. And the question was, what hobby do you wish you had? Or what hobby do you wish you were better at? If you could be good at one hobby, what would it be? However you want to answer that question. Let's go ahead and answer that now. Got distracted talking about hobbies. Why is it you'd want that hobby? A few more seconds. I love hearing the answers to these because it just tells you a lot about a person. And I really hope you'll consider sharing yours with me on social or on Patreon where we share about this on the page. Really hope we get to hear your answers and can ask the team as well what their answer would be. So mine would be singing. Well, I don't think I'm tone deaf. I know I can't sing well, but I love to sing. And I wish I could sing like to a level where people enjoy it, not just tolerate it because they know I enjoy it. I think I know I would pick that. And I think I've mentioned before that I actually was going to ask for singing lessons for my birthday just before the pandemic. Well, my birthday isn't near when the pandemic was, but I was thinking about it, and then the pandemic hit and singing wasn't something anyone wanted to be doing, and I just still haven't taken the steps to do so. So maybe this year will be the year. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Are there any other hobbies for you beyond that first one that you would love to learn or do at some point in your life? Let's go ahead and think about some of those. I haven't thought about these ahead of time, by the way, and I'm not going to. I'll let you hear my response as I answer it. Okay, thanks for answering. For me, what other hobbies? I don't know if I ever really want to be able to make things. I wish I was good at gardening or could be good at being a plant gardener, like someone who, like vegetables, I suppose. So I hope someday I'm really good at we have a big vegetable patch and we're growing things, and I really know how to, take care of the various elements. I really love to be able to do that, and that's definitely the one that comes to mind. I'd love to learn hip-hop dance. What else? I don't know anything else. Skills. I mean, I would say like art or painting, but there's so much negativity attached to that for me. I really struggle with it. Maybe that's more reason to do it. But also now Bailey is coming up as a creative little kid, and it's clear she's got some artistic abilities that in many ways are almost surpassing mine, and she's 4. And so there's a lot of negativity in there for me of just, even this past summer, my mum is also artistic and good at art and drawing. My mum and Bailey were drawing a vase with flowers in, and they were doing it, and my mum's doing this beautiful piece of art. Bailey's doing a 4-year-old version, but a good 4-year-old version. And then my mum was like, come do it with us. And I did, but almost immediately it didn't come out how I wanted it to in my head. And like, talking about triggers earlier, the urge to just like get that piece of paper and rip it up into shreds and say like, F this, was so strong. And I didn't end up finishing it, but I did make myself sit there and at least like kind of somewhat keep going until those feelings passed, to just focus on what I could try next in it. But it was incredibly, talk about triggering and, pushing your buttons. It was definitely that in me. So, it was hard. All right, are we ready to do 2 strides? 3, 2, and 1. Off you go. And come to a jog. You can definitely jog if you can run for 58 minutes. We'll take another 30 seconds and we'll do one more to finish up. Okay, ready? 3, 2, and 1. Off you go. Okay, come to a jog. Last little bit. I'm probably going to come to a walk early because I'm doing a loop and I'm going to get there too short. I won't invite you to do it with me and be able to stop a bit early. You think you're going to be able to? Okay, I'm coming to a walk. In 3, 2, and 1. Oh, who can do it? Can you do it? For me, I've got 59.42. Okay. I want you to connect with some element of nature. I'm going to touch these strange looking ferns, pine leaves, and see the buds of next year's pine cones. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. Would love if you would share, and most importantly, please give me that feedback. It would be really helpful. And I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for joining.